sister confessed a lie that changed how I saw everyone I trusted. The paramedics lifted my father from the kitchen tiles, while my sister led me to the pantry and confessed a lie I had carried like a stain. Wax smoke curled above the ruined cake, chairs scraped, and cousins stared from the hallway. My mother pressed her empty wrist, the bracelet gone again. My sister's face had the flat look of someone cornered. At 22, I was told to return the bakery key and the accounting password after a weekend deposit vanished. The bracelet disappeared the same night. I moved out with a kettle and 2 boxes. My father changed the locks and labeled an envelope with my name in the receipt drawer. My fiance stopped answering. I kept showing up for my shift until my father rotated the schedule and left me off. I built a new life. I answered phones at a dentist, then counted cartons for a distributor. I mailed birthday gifts with tracking and kept envelopes of cash labeled by week. Sometimes I stood across the street from the bakery and watched my father lift trays to the front shelf. When he saw me, he lifted his chin like he did for coupon customers. I kept coming anyway. My sister's confession opened like a seam. She had taken the deposit bag home, tucked it in her freezer, then returned it to find behind the mop sink while our mother watched. She had slipped the bracelet under a towel in her car and told our mother that a glint in my tote gave me away. She wrote to my fiance from a new account and pretended to be me, sending photos of a closed door, a pair of shoes, a wine glass on a windowsill. He returned the ring to my father at the counter. Later, my father put it in a plain envelope and mailed it back to the jeweler. The receipt lay in the drawer by the sugar scoop for years. She had done more. She told the supplier I skimmed small bills. She copied my signature on a delivery slip and pinned it under a magnet. She wanted our father's order and liked how suspicion made people check with her first. In the waiting room, I counted minutes by the slow swing of the door. My mother held a throw blanket and stared at her bare wrist. My sister rolled a damp napkin into a cord. The doctor said my father needed monitoring and quiet. We drove home with the cake box on the floor, the frosting set like stone. At the bakery, I opened the receipt drawer. The ring return slip lay where I had pictured it. The indent of a missing envelope marked the felt. My mother stood in the doorway and saw the slip in my hand. My phone buzzed for messages from church and the block. The supplier confirmed the order. People moved to keep the lights on as if nothing had cracked. I checked the freezer behind gel packs and found the bag. I set it on the counter and let the frost bloom and fade. I counted the bills and wrote the total on a white tag. The number matched an old ledger page with a smear where my name had sat. My sister stood next to me in the hum of the cooler, working the napkin cord. She added 2 last facts. She told our father I would sell the bakery and leave, and she liked how the lie made her necessary. The night folded the house. My father slept upstairs under a new monitor. My mother sat in the chair outside his door. My sister strapped on the sofa with the twisted napkin in her fist. I lay on the bakery cot and listened to the freezer hum and the clock mark the hour. The drawer stayed half open, the return slip pale as a tooth. I held the tag and watched the narrow line of light shrink and waited for morning.